Hello, and welcome to this episode of Frankie and the Goth podcast. I'm Podcast,
And I'm Frankie.
and together we're tired.
Did you think we'd be back? I bet you wished we wouldn't.
We wish we were dead.
Well, I'm dead already. I'm just a ghost.
Should we talk about that? Like, should I say that I wish I'm dead so early in the podcast?
Yes.
Or is that, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. You know, like the people who, for some reason, listen to the whole podcast, like my mom. That's maybe like a joke that I'll throw in towards the end.
Frankie,
So the
if
algorithm
they're going to turn off this podcast, there's going to be another reason. It doesn't matter if you make a joke about wishing to be dead. There's going to be worse things that scare them off.
So now we've already spoken about death.
We need to get murder in, so that's like a theme we like as well.
Let's skip the part where I said I wish I was dead, and we can just go directly into a different bit.
Do you wish you were alive, Frankie?
I'm gonna have to think about that
Yeah.
because, like, I don't want to give you an answer now and like disappoint you.
And your mummy told you to be honest in life, I think, so I respect that. You know, you're not going to lie to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we call it mom.
Your mammy.
No, we call it mom.
Your mom.
You know, in Southern Ireland,
ma.
we call it mom, M-A-M. So,
Oh,
just in case, yeah.
thank you very much. Okay.
Yeah. But like, I mean, sometimes we need to be educated.
No, I do. I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. And by we, I mean you.
I tend to call my dad daddy all the time.
Okay.
And then apparently I say it in a really weird way because I do have like a bit of a northern accent. And I go
Daddy?
like, hey daddy. Like
Okay.
if I want something, I always say hey daddy. So it's like hey daddy. And then because of that, his partner started calling him daddy, and now everyone
Ooh.
calls him daddy. Like even his friends call him daddy, and his own dad calls him daddy, and now he's just daddy.
Oh.
And it's all because of how I say it.
Oh.
And
I'd
I
love
don't
to
know
meet
because
him.
when other people say it, it's kind of like it feels kind of weird,
Yeah.
and it makes me feel weird when I say it, even though he is my daddy. But yeah, if
Yeah.
you meet him, you gotta call him daddy.
So I think what you need to do now is if you could talk directly into the camera and say, "Hey, Daddy,"
Yeah.
and
okay.
ask them to donate to our
I was
Buy Me
gonna
a Coffee.
say that's gonna get us a lot of money.
I
Okay,
think it
yeah.
will.
Okay. Hey, daddy, do you want to feed someone who's a little bit thirsty? Well, then you should definitely support our Buy Me a Coffee page. I would love a black espresso to satisfy all my needs.
I'm thirsty as well.
No one cares. You've already drank all your water, and we're not even 5 minutes in. Yeah, we can sell that. We can make money on it. Everything's a product if it needs to be.
I want to enter my misogynist era. Let me turn you off for a sec.
No,
mute.
No. That only works on you. That's the Frankie remote for if you go into a tangent today. I've got
This
this
thing
controlled.
is crazy. AA don't make batteries anymore. It's a good thing they also help people in recovery.
Oh, no. Put that back on the table. That's
Put
to
what
mute
back?
that. The
What?
AA remote.
What remote?
That's to
There is
mute-
no
it's
remote.
there. It's to mute you
What are
if
you
you
talking
get too loud.
about? Yeah, but
Actually,
it's I have it in arm's length. I'm sorry, but your arms aren't
I
that
put
long.
actually my arms are longer than my entire body. I measured.
Oh,
I'm like
really?
I'm like an orangutan. Yeah.
Oh, you're like Stretch Armstrong.
Yeah. Or people call me salad fingers.
Not
a lot.
to gender you.
Why
Sorry,
are you
I'm
gendering
roaring
me?
into the mic.
Yeah, you are. You're getting a bit loud.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Calm it down. I could
Yeah,
bring
them
your
arms
volume down
strong.
with the remote.
Them bones need calcium.
I actually do need calcium.
Vitamins.
I have osteoporosis.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So
Way to
much-
throw that in there.
Yeah.
Was that supposed to make me feel guilty?
A little bit, yeah.
Well, it didn't.
Get me some milk.
Get me some milk, Daddy.
Hey, daddy.
My mom.
Your ma, you mean?
My mom.
Your mom. Is it mom or mom?
I'll just let you get your wiggles out there,
Is it-
and then I'll continue my sentence.
Sorry. I have
So-
a bit of ADHD sometimes.
that's good.
Right. So, is it your mom or your ma?
So, okay, I have something to admit. So it's my mom, but she's actually my sister.
Yeah, I've heard that about Southern
Our
Irish
family
families.
reunions
Yeah.
can be quite intense.
Yeah, that's why you all kind of look the same a little
Yeah,
bit. Yeah.
yeah.
Do you ever notice that every Irish person does look the same?
Yeah.
Like all the boys are brothers. I think it also comes with age. Like as people get older, then they get more self-conscious if people are aware that they're older. Because my mom hates it if people know that she's my mom and don't think she's my sister. Because I think she thinks it means she looks like an old woman. So I just have to like introduce her as like my friend, my companion,
Oh,
you know?
that's interesting.
my woman.
Yeah. Well, my mom, I on my phone it's MOM, like mom.
Mom.
And I'm so like, for some reason I feel embarrassed that sometimes when no one is looking I call her mom.
Mom. That's like very
Mom.
American.
Like my friend calls his mom mum. and I used to make
Mum.
fun of him for that. But I feel like mom is worse.
It just sounds American.
Maybe from a young age I was trying to appeal to like my 40% audience who are American who are watching this now. Hi Americans, I love you. And even though some of you think you're Irish, which you aren't, I'm sorry, it's just true, you're not Irish. But I do still like you because Americans are really polite and they're like, oh, you guys drink over there, and I'm like, yeah, things are going better now. I'm not saying my life is better now, but it's like at least it's more manageable.
Yeah.
But no, I wasn't talking to you.
See, I need my remote. I need to turn you off because you're going into one. You're going into one, Frankie.
Do you remember that song? Like a light switch, it goes black. And what's the problem with that? And then we'll go dark. And then I'm in this like vest. Oh, Lana Bobana, Barack Obama, freedom. Okay.
It's really weird that like we have to switch videographers. It's like we can't really find one that wants to stick with us with this podcast. Yeah. I wonder why that might be.
Yeah. Maybe it's because
we're getting up and we're eating cups.
Yeah, maybe it's because the last one was terrified.
Yeah. Yeah, and the funny thing is I don't think it's the person sitting here dressed like a dead clown that does it. And with that, we're going to segue into the Q&A section of this podcast.
So the first question is, Bevan, would you eat a spider?
Well, first of all, I'm so shocked you know my name. I'm pretty sure up until this point you've just referred to me as the Goth.
I just dead named you.
You did.
Which for a Goth they should enjoy.
But now people are going to track me down, find out where I live.
Oh, don't tempt them.
I'm Beverly.
I bet some of my audience, so I mentioned they're Americans, but I'd say there's like 250,000 subscribers on YouTube. Not bragging, it's just a fact. And I bet like some of them would probably are cannibals maybe. Like in 250,000, would you look up how many cannibals are there on Earth? Because I bet like one of them would probably track you down and eat you.
I think they'd rather eat you, though. I don't know.
You think so?
I think
I'd be more of a meal.
Not to go deep into my life and stuff, but I feel like I've had so many medications and whatnot that I think I'd taste really bad. That's always been my theory.
Okay.
I think I'd taste like a sweetener, like not sugar.
Is this your way to distract people from eating you?
No, I just genuinely think if you're gonna, commit to the whole cannibal lifestyle, you at least want it to be worth it,
Yeah. Yeah,
I want them to be a little bit tasty.
Is something that
I don't think I'd give much nutrients either. I'm quite bony. Like, I always have been. I do have this little comfort in that if I was in a plane crash and we landed somewhere and we all had to eat each other, they're not going to pick me first.
No.
What am I? I'm just skin and bone.
That is a real comfort.
Isn't it?
It's a real comfort to know that if you're on a plane crash and everyone has to eat each other, that's
they won't
the
eat
first
me.
thing,
Yeah.
And not only is it a little comfort, but today's show is sponsored by Little Comfort. Do you like getting pillows from Little? They don't have any, but you can't sleep on the floor in the middle aisle. Somebody who's not getting paid well will probably come up to you and ask you to leave. And because you're probably drunk at that point, you can start a fight with them. And they're not trained to defend themselves, so you might win. Sorry, let's get into the question. Did we have a question?
Yeah, sorry. The question was, would I eat a spider?
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I forgot there was a question.
I don't really understand this question because if they're trying to play on goth stereotypes, which of course they are, I feel like goths are meant to like spiders, not eat them. So, no, I wouldn't eat a spider. Several reasons. First of all, they're terrifying. Second of all, I don't really eat meat. Third of all, the spider is like me. If I'm going to eat an animal, I want something with substance. How much meat is on a spider? It's just all leg. Oh, but like me again. It's all leg. It's not going to be delicious and nutritious.
I wouldn't even consider spiders as meat.
Yeah, exactly.
But
that's very respectful of you, Frankie.
Yeah, spider is like tofu.
We can improve.
Yeah, we can heal from our traumas by eating spiders. But I think, but do people not eat what they enjoy? Like, as in, if you love something, they say if you love something, you have to set it free. But
by eating it?
Yeah, but if you love something, you have to just eat it.
So you eat your mother?
Yes. Yeah, I eat my mother.
Daddy. Okay. Right.
Eat me, daddy.
That's for you, Daddy.
Pay us, pigs.
There's so many cameras going on today. I don't know
There's
where to
so
look.
many cameras. Also, I'd like to thank my cousin because we're currently in my cousin's co-work space. She's really nice. Nothing like me. But she doesn't know we're here right now. She just doesn't know that I still have a fob from 6 months ago. So we snuck in here on the weekend, and now we're here in an undisclosed location.
I didn't actually know that. I don't get given a lot of information on this. They actually just kind of keep me in the box with all the video equipment, and then I kind of get shipped around. It's cheaper. I don't have to pay rent. Don't worry about it. But
yeah, this way up. Handle with caution. Fragile.
Oh, I am fragile. Yeah. Thank you.
Do you think I'm fragile?
Yes, and I think that's why you're so horrible to everyone, because it's like a hard outer shell. Next question.
The next question is, can Frankie do an impression of Bev, and can Bev do an impression of Frankie? So I'd let Goth go first.
Oh, I'm really bad at impressions. Okay, all right, I'll try.
You're not playing tennis. What are you?
You're sitting like this, right? Okay. Hello, and welcome to another episode where Frankie rips apart a subculture based on their unique quirks and traits. In reality, I do this because I have no sense of belonging to anyone or anything. So I hate anyone that actually has a community.
Can we see my legs? Okay, no, we can't. But anyway, just know that I'm mirroring Bev's posture. So just imagine me in a wig right now.
I should have brought one.
Will you ask me, am I a goth?
Are you a goth?
I don't like to put labels on myself, but the world would call me that, yes.
That was shite. Our next question comes from a listener who wants to know, can they bite the bullet and be on the podcast because they really like quesadillas?
So I think we should both answer this on the count of 3.
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
No. I think we both looked at completely different cameras there.
Wait, which camera are we supposed to look at?
We'll look at the
wide one. Look at this one, yeah?
Yeah, okay, right, ready?
Okay, I think we should both answer this at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
3, 2, 1. No.
This person thinks that they're very much so an OMG, so random individual, and those are my least favorite type of humans. I can't. That's the type of people that like sit underneath the table because they're so crazy and they can't sit on the seats, you know? Yeah. I also think they're American because quesadilla, I feel like if you're Irish or British, anything of that form is just a wrap.
But they're also like, it's like the death of creativity. It's like, what's the most random thing I can think of? Quesadillas. Quesadillas is mad, isn't it? Like
it's so crazy.
You know, and like, you know, that crushing weight of despair I feel, you know, but like quesadillas.
Yeah, I'm so funny.
It's like the walking pea face emoji. You know, people like that. I feel like there's like a millennial cringe aspect of culture that we need to destroy.
It's a phase I think everyone has to progress through in their life, usually when they're 12. But I think by this point in your life, because I sadly don't think this question is by a 12-year-old, I think you should be not having your OMG so random moment. It's not funny. You need therapy.
I think even if they are 12, it's still not okay.
No, I think you have to progress through the bad bits to get past it. I mean, it was a blessing and a curse. I went through that sort of phase. I don't think I had like I'm crazy phase, but like my kind of cringy phase like that, because this is not cringy before you make any jokes. I was in that Tumblr era where like all the girls wanted to have like the mustache tattoo on their finger, and like we all were like different and like stuff like that, you know. No, like a full mustache, not a Hitler mustache. That wasn't a trend.
Mussolini.
Underdog.
Everybody loves the underdog, and everyone loves Italian food as well. But when it comes to Mussolini, they get a bit apprehensive.
Sorry, for some reason I'm thinking about muscles. You know, the food.
So was I.
Yeah.
I was thinking about muscles, and then muscles like biceps.
Yeah. Oh, same. I was thinking of like
and two things that are great.
Mussolini. You know?
Yeah. And muscle linguine.
And that's also Italian, right?
Yeah.
Oh, mussels and linguine are actually really good.
Are they?
But as long as it's gluten free, because I'm gluten intolerant. So otherwise, you know.
Yeah, I'm intolerant of intolerance.
Really?
Yeah, but I'm just used to it.
Yeah, that's how you deal with me. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so accepting right now of everything that's going on here.
Thank you so much. My granddad did not say that this morning.
It took years of therapy and like practice to get to the place where I'm at. Yeah. And you know, like you said, if you don't go through
well, it's baby steps, Frankie. I mean, we started off having you sleep with the poster above the bed of me, and I think that you kind of, you know, you'd wake up and you'd be like, ugh. But I feel like you get better each day.
I think we get better as we go on. I think if you don't, you have to grow through it. You have to go through it to grow through it.
It's really motivational, actually.
Yeah. All we have is today. But then also tomorrow.
And the next day. The next day. I do take it one day at a time because I hate the prospect that this time next week I'm still just here existing in this state. You know what's crazy? Oh my goodness. When I was in school, I always had this like thought, I don't have to try really hard because there's going to be a zombie apocalypse or something and I'm never going to have to actually do like all my exams. Like it's never going to happen.
Isn't it funny that you became the thing that you were afraid of?
A zombie?
Yeah.
That means I'm brainless. That's not very nice.
Well, I don't make the rules. Do you mind if I take my shoes off?
Yes, I do actually this time because you always put them back on again.
Well, I'll just leave one on, so that's a compromise.
Yeah, it is. We can compromise sometimes on this podcast.
Yeah. So I'm going to take the other one off now.
Next segment.
Let me...
What if I just...
Yeah. Okay.
Take my shoes off. My shoes are actually really hard to get off.
Money on, buy me a coffee.
Do you like my shoes?
Yeah.
There's actually oh no, I can't even go into it. There's a lore behind these shoes, but I don't even know if it's
interesting.
It's interesting, but I don't know if it's all right, I'll tell it. And if it's too bad, we can take it off the podcast because it's a story.
Okay.
So whenever I first started off social media, I didn't realize how the majority of people are creepy. And I remember I started getting followers, and this one guy messaged me one time who actually lived in the same city as me. Don't know how he knew that. And I was like, oh, interesting. And he was like, oh, I think you're like so cool. I want to like support your fashion. We've talked about this. And I was like, oh my goodness. I think I was like 17. I think I was 18. I was just 18. I was like, oh my goodness, that's so nice. Thank you. And he's like, yeah, I want to like buy you a really nice pair of shoes. And I was like, yes, queen, you can buy me shoes. And he sent me these, a picture of them. And these are like Naked Wolf. They're like £300. I was so broke at the time. And I was like, you want to get me these shoes? That's so nice. Yeah. And he's like, okay, but there's one deal. And I was like, okay. And he's like, I'll get you the shoes, but you have to come to my house once and you have to step on my dick. And I was like, I really want them shoes. And I like processed it a lot. And I was like, ooh, those are really nice shoes. Like I'm so broke. I had just like dropped out of my first degree at uni. I was not in a good state. I was working in a deli. I called the Smelly Deli. It was existential crisis era. I really wanted something nice in my life. And I was like, I really want them boots,
no,
man.
So that is like, the right decision.
So though. I was like, well, the boots
we
are
see
here.
What happens.
The boots are here, but I was like, right, okay. So
that
I was like, okay. I was like, I have to tell the rest. I have to redeem myself a bit. It's not even a redemption. But I was like, okay, fine, right, I'll do it. I was like, yeah, okay, you send me the boots. I'll step on your dick. The boots arrived, and I was like, oh, they're so pretty. And I was like, oh, this is so nice. And I was like, oh no, I can't just wear the boots now. I have to actually, and I was so scared. So he started messaging me for like a week and I didn't respond. And I was like, but then I felt really bad because he had paid a lot of money for these shoes. And I was like, what do I do? And then one evening he sent me a message and I opened it finally. And it was it was a very long message. And I was like, oh no, okay, what's happening? Because like he was in the same city as me. He could have found me and killed me if he wanted probably. But it was this very warm, heartfelt message. And he was like, I just want to tell you that since we started messaging, I've actually, a girl that I really like has started talking to me a bit more, and she's asked me to go out on a date, and we're going to go on a date together, and I'm so sorry, but because I'm now going on dates with this girl, I don't feel comfortable having you come over and step on my dick, so we're going to have to cancel on that. I'm so sorry. You can keep the boots, but you don't have to do it. And I was like, oh, no, that's fine, don't worry. Blocked him on everything. Don't know where he is. I hope him and that woman are well.
Yeah. Do you think he got her boots as well?
Probably, yeah. But it progressed to a bit more. But anyway, that's the lore of these boots.
That's great. We have to leave that in.
It shows my development at least in life. I don't think I'd do that.
But if I had people paying me to get boots to step on their dick, I would 100% do that.
But it was
because like I mean, unless you like, it's
because it's
obviously
not,
different for a girl. If you didn't feel comfortable
as a girl,
doing it.
I was like, I had such low self-esteem at the time, but I also was like, it's not sex.
Yeah.
I just want something nice in my life, and if that's a pair of shoes, and all I have to do is go and do something like that, and just put that memory in the box with all the other traumas and not think about it.
Yeah. And it's good.
Yeah, but it shows also, I think, how sad and like influenceable young girls can be. Because like that was 5 or 6 years ago now. Like, and now I look back at that and I'm like, like, what were you doing? But back then, like, people can push you more, I think.
Yeah.
Especially
so
when you just start out social media.
In this is, if anyone wants to donate 300 quid to our Buy Me a Coffee, Bevan will step on your dick.
No, I won't anymore, but...
Okay, 400. And we'll both do it.
Ooh, that's tempting.
Does that work? Because then I'll be there as emotional support.
Oh, no, you'd be such bad emotional support. You'd just like start making some weird social commentary on the situation. And then you'd be like, actually, I'm going to make a TikTok about this. And I'm like, well, okay.
I'd be like, the dick looks like the outline of Texas.
Yeah.
I know we have a lot of supporters in Texas who like their dick getting smushed.
I'm not flying to Texas.
Oh, who said we were going to fly?
We're going to boat it?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's long.
Yeah.
Like Greta Thunberg boat stuff, and apparently it's quite long.
Greta Thunberg, actually, no, I don't even want to make a joke about Greta Thunberg because it's so done to death.
I know, it is kind of, yeah.
But she is kind of annoying.
I think, I don't know.
She just shouts too much.
She's for a little girl, she's not a little girl anymore, when she was like in the spotlight, yeah, she just had like a lot of cynicism for someone that young, and I was like, ooh, what have you been through?
Relate.
Oof, yeah, I think I saw too much of myself in her, and I didn't like that. Yeah. I was like, oof.
So you said she must be destroyed?
Yes.
Yeah. And I think Greta Thunberg, I think she's making a change and she's great, but I feel like she is also kind of a symbol of like the new left, like the neoliberal left. That like I remember reading a book by Jodie Dean, and she talks about like how everyone was like complaining that Kim Kardashian uses some sort of makeup that has animal products in it or whatever, but no one was complaining that she's a billionaire. Like, and that was like the change in the left. They became so focused on identity
aspects and things. I think.
Yeah.
It's also, I feel like, you'll definitely also jump on things that will have a hype from people, even if it's maybe not the biggest issue. Yeah,
and we like that's the thing. Like a lot of like politics in general is not accessible to. This sounds so bad. I don't mean it to sound bad, but like politics in general is designed so it's not really accessible to certain types of people.
Yeah, politicians are usually always from very rich backgrounds.
Yeah.
So they don't actually understand in a lot of ways the majority of people that they're actually trying to make changes for. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, including like me. Like I'm from a
peasant.
Middle class. No, I'm middle class. For 500 quid, we'll bash your dick with a mic. That's the golden premium.
Jimmy's over there like, sorry, not my mics. I wasn't. You're gonna need to pay me more.
It's my colleges. It's okay.
Oh, they might have been used for that already. We don't know.
Yeah. I was wondering what that smell was.
Yeah, I'm kind of keeping it far away. Oh, do you ever think about that though when you use mics? That if you can like smell the residual breath.
Yeah.
I can't with these ones, they're good. But that's actually it went through my brain when we started today. Will I smell people off this?
They smell new.
They do. They smell pretty good.
There's a newness to them.
It has my makeup on it now, but it smells good.
Oh, at least it'll blend in.
Blending.
So the next segment is Help Hugger Here. Would you like to introduce what this is about, Bev?
Hi, I'm Bev. I'm looking at the wrong camera.
Oh.
So this is a segment where we decide to be a little bit different, and instead of doing Kiss, Kill, Marry, we do Help, Hug, and Hear. And we pick 3 fictional, no, they're not fictional, but they could be in my brain, but I think they're real people, and we say who are we going to help, who are we going to hug, and who are we going to hear. And every time we do this, we do actually send out invitations to them and tell them that they can come and stand in a row and let us judge them, but it's yet to occur.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I put you in charge of writing the notes and sending them by pigeon. Are you doing it?
Yeah, but Hedwig, J.K. Rowling is not open to everyone.
No.
she's no.
Also, Hedwig was an owl.
Yeah. Yeah, we know how J.K. Rowling feels about gender.
We're just putting that in there to show that we're a woke podcast.
Yeah. Especially after like having a ham-fisted take about Greta Thunberg that we're not going to put in. Mm-hmm. And now I guess I have to put in.
We were quite nice about her. We all we did was say she was cynical, and I too am cynical. Yeah.
I think it's just that she shouts too much. I don't like anyone who's loud. You know, like people who talk on the bus. I talk
you
on the
are
bus.
that person.
I do. I make phone calls.
I know you are that person who stands in quiet areas and is on their phone like, hey, how's it going?
It's because if I don't, then I'll have to listen to my head.
Frankie called me yesterday when I was in the car and I nearly crashed.
What do you think I was going for?
Goths do drive. Okay, right.
No, you weren't in a car. That was just like a sound effect you put on YouTube.
Yeah, I wanted
you have YouTube Premium.
I wanted you to feel bad, and all you did was hang up and text me an LOL.
Yeah, and I'd never say LOL. I'm wearing Lana Del Rey right now. I was
Why
styled.
are you like? I thought you were like twiddling.
I was
actually
twiddling.
Nipple.
I was trying to lick it, but I like just to see if my tongue goes down to my nipple, but it's either my nipple is too far from my tongue or my tongue is too far from my nipple.
You mustn't have pointy nipples. They'd be a little bit further.
Well, it depends how cold I am. But also, Lana Del Rey, come on the show. White Mustang, gonna tell you why. White Mustang, Lana Del Rey. So our three characters today.
I have a Lana Del Rey fact, though. No, sorry, we're going too slow. Continue.
Okay, well, we can talk about that.
No, I was just going to say she really likes Elvis, and I like Elvis. It's not that interesting. Oh. That was all I was going to say. She just wants to be Priscilla Presley, I think, in a lot of ways. Oh. Which is a good aspiration.
It is, yeah. And thanks for derailing.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So the three characters am I looking here? The three characters we've picked today are James Charles, King Charles. Who's the other one? And James Corden. So, who are you going to help, who are you going to hug, and who are you going to hear?
Help, hug, hear. Trying to think. Ooh. What one gives me minimal interaction with James Corden? Oh. I'm not going to say I dislike him because I don't know him, but I've heard things about him that apparently he's not very nice.
Yeah,
he also was in that Cats movie, which completely ruined my favorite musical, so...
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen anything he's in.
So maybe he needs help. Anyone who was in that movie needed help.
I think James Corden needs help.
It was furries, but CGI.
Okay, great. I think James Corden needs help, but not directly from us. I think we could organize. We can help people. No, I know, but we can we can help him from a distance, like over across the Atlantic where he's away from us.
Yeah.
But I think. We could help him get a therapist and then just have nothing to do with him.
Well, you want to do a therapy show? Get him on it.
Oh yeah.
Right. Can I go on it?
Yeah, but please do.
I want to go on as a persona.
Yeah, please. Yeah, because I have
no one else.
It's Never Help. It's called. I don't know if it will be out by the time this podcast comes out, but that'll be fun. I won't talk about it too much just in case. Mm-hmm. But yeah, you can definitely be on. I'd love to have you on. I'm sure we'd never finish.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Therapists usually, it's either I run out of money or they end up in therapy themselves, and then I have to switch therapist.
Are we still talking about therapists? Or are we talking about the guy who paid you $300?
Oh no! Shh. That Pandora's box is sealed.
Okay.
It's under the bed with all the other memories. It gets bigger every day, and we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll help James Corden by sending him to someone who can help him.
Yeah.
So we have hugging here. Is it really weird? I kind of would hug King Charles just so I could say I had, because that's kind of funny to say I hugged King Charles.
Well, I mean, I am fighting for my life with that because when it comes to the monarchy, sorry, Coco. When it comes to, I know you don't like the monarchy.
It's a podcast with Irish individuals. It's not going to be pleasant.
But I guess we were the ones who came up with the candidates, so I kind of have to answer it.
Yeah. You don't want to hug King Charles. You want to hear him. Oh. Hear those really raunchy phone recordings of him with Camilla where he wants to...
Oh, yeah. With James. So James Charles recently came to Dublin, and more specifically... And Belfast, yeah. More specifically, he came to Blanchardstown, and I saw a video that went up someone was saying that James Charles in an Instagram story, he said I'm in Blanche today.
He did.
Which is so strange.
It makes him like a local. I think, honestly, James Charles went on such a wonderful healing journey across Ireland and Northern Ireland, and I wish that we could have got him on this pod. Say what you will about James Charles. His drama has been talked about on so many podcasts. It's boring. We're not going to talk about it for ages. But just the quality of like content that man has provided me with all the drama he's been involved in. Like, I wanted to just see him. I don't know, just touch his shoulder.
Yeah,
say thank you.
Okay, so maybe then would you hold?
He also was in Castle Court in Belfast, which is not a big fancy location. It's literally a little like dingy shopping centre in Victoria Square, which is very close to my university, but I had classes so I couldn't go. But just knowing he was just in my shopping centre, just there.
So okay, I guess I'm gonna listen to King Charles.
Yeah.
And
Camilla.
I actually don't really know much about James Charles. Like
I obviously don't know him, but I find his content. I don't really watch him either. It just he's just one of them internet people that I kind of see from time to time. Provides me a little bit of amusement. So is like a part of me because
like
I grew up on YouTube. Yeah. So James Charles is, and he's done very well. I mean, he released a makeup line now. That's why he was in the country. Did you see he had a spice bag? And and had a BB Guinness and a real Guinness.
We should order a spice bag to here.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Do you want? You don't like spice bags?
I'm not eating it. You can eat it.
Would you have like a tofu spice bag? No.
No, I just wouldn't.
Would you not?
I don't touch those things.
Oh my god.
Takeaway food in me is just not a relationship, really.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I couldn't imagine that. Not for you, for me.
Well, you can eat it away.
Okay, yeah. I will. I'll eat it and you can just like judge me.
I'll go for a walk, get my steps in.
Yeah, or you could just watch me eat it, but you have to watch the entire thing.
That just all made me sound like one of them disgusting fitness mums. I don't eat takeaway, but I'll go for a walk.
Hey, I'm not going to get a takeaway, but you know what I will do? Run 5k.
And eat an almond. Welcome to our next segment, Conspiracy Corner. What's today's conspiracy, Frankie?
Today's conspiracy is nuns are just goths in denial.
I mean, yeah, it really is just a pipeline, isn't it? I think if you start off in that, it's because you want to wear black, and then eventually you're just going to embrace it. This is going to be so random to people listening. They're like, what are you on about? But I feel like a perfect example of that would be the Silver Sisterhood. Have you ever heard of them?
Yeah.
They were basically this group of women in Ireland. I think actually they were in Donegal, who started off as what was considered sort of like a nun type of institution. They all lived in a house. They wore little shawls on their heads. They didn't, like, it wasn't God per se, but there was like a feminine divine, and they did things like they made like herbal medicinal remedies, the type of things they would have been burned for in the past for being witches. And this was like in the late 1900s. And then they kind of just did a 180, and apparently out of nowhere, they just all suddenly started dressing up in like lace dresses and like pretending they went to like old Victorian schools and walking around their houses with candles, and a load of like different like interviewer companies would go to the house to see what was going on, and apparently just described it as being like a big Gothic novel. So I don't know. I think that shows that anyone, you know, who becomes a nun is maybe just kind of wanting to dabble in the style a bit. They
also created video games.
They did, and that's, you know, what every goth eventually does. Yeah,
becomes a hacker / programmer.
Yeah, while they drink their Monster on
Sits
Twitch.
in the darkness for 16 hours a day.
How do you think they even had the capacity to do that? Because this was a house of women, but they didn't have electricity when they started out. They were like, we're against electricity, and then they coded.
You used to pay, I think it was £120 a week for an experience of living in, like, so these, and
goths also like to LARP, so that makes sense.
Yeah. But like these women would come in, like, you know, rich women or middle class women would come in and pay for an experience to be treated like you were in a teenage Gothic or Victorian school for girls. So they had to wear like a uniform, and then they ended up basically somebody brought in like the equivalent of a Game Boy at the time. It was in the early 80s. And then the woman who ran it, the cult leader or whatever, she was like, oh, well, now we're going to just code games. So like there's no real study on like how it started or why they started doing it.
Yeah,
they
apparently the women would also, like, in all the interviews, their names consistently changed because they all just kept using different names.
Yeah.
It was kind of, when I think about it, it was just, do you know what LARPing is?
Yeah, live action roleplay.
That's literally what it sounds like it was, and they all just changed their characters every day.
Yeah. Yeah, and but it's funny, I think it happened in like the early 80s.
Yeah.
Just like I guess it was 10 years after like the hippie movement. Ronald Reagan was in office. And then
I'm really interested to see where you go with all this. There's a lot of different little webs you're making here.
Yeah, well,
reach a point.
I'll try reach a point here. But and then
don't get distracted.
Yeah, I'll try not to. As long as you stop interrupting, it'll be great.
I can't promise.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's just try play the silent game for a minute, and I'll just speak. Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm gonna go now. Mm-hmm. Are you ready? Yeah. Okay. So basically, Reagan in the U.S. was very staunchly against the anti-war movement, against the hippies. So, in 1969, 1970, any sort of like revolution was quelled in America, in San Francisco. And also then across the pond, Thatcher was saying like there's no such thing as society. It's just me, you, my family, we're all individuals. So it was like this rise of individualism that happened rather than the collective. So with that, the hippies got split into a new movement, which was like, as technology advanced, they saw the internet as like creating this sort of democratic potential. It was before the internet became commodified and like privatized.
So you think in a way it was sort of like a political movement that they wanted to breach into, you getting onto the internet?
So like you have to remember, like those women who started that cult were like hippies. They were like really into like freedom of free bodies.
I mean, because they actually allowed men to join if they wished.
Yeah.
And one man did join and left quite quickly. Yeah. But he did. There was a man for a year.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I think there's a really interesting essay called The Californian Ideology. And it talks about how the hippies ended up being like, big tech is like a mixture of the hippie movement and like this liberal ideology of like being really technologically advanced. And then when you mix the two together, you get people like Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk who are all about like limited government.
I was going to say that's really sad, because I actually recently watched this like essay exploration into the death of the internet, and it sounds like it's almost the exact opposite of what it was when it started. You're saying it started almost as like a sense of like a freedom, a political like movement for being democratic. Nowadays, apparently people actually view the internet as coming towards losing any sense of meaning, because what it is now is just spam. Dude, apparently 60% of the internet now is just used by actually AI and bots to create algorithms and to shove messages at people to try and, encourage them to watch certain things, to do certain things. So it's almost like it's completely lost what it was.
Yeah.
Which is quite sad.
Yeah, and it's it becomes the complete opposite, and there's no way out of it now. Yeah,
but we're all doom scrolling.
Yeah. I love how I can't stay serious for more than 5 minutes.
So anyway, nuns are goths in denial.
Does that mean that you're a nun who's yet to come to terms with it?
Well, it is interesting because I've dressed as a nun before because I was in Sister Act.
Yeah.
I think it actually is funny because like a lot, I mean, if you think, isn't it weird that there's the link, like Gothic churches, Catholicism, there's like so many weird links between them, or like even like my favorite band Ghost, like their whole thing is that it's sort of like an anti-religious sort of movement, but therefore they use like Catholic imagery, and like they have like nuns that come up on stage and stuff, like they're called Sisters of Sin and things. I don't know, I just find it very interesting that there are so many links between these two things that probably should have no interaction.
I think we should make priests become goths and goths become priests.
I'll give it a go.
Would you become a priest?
I don't know if I could be a priest. I don't know. Can women even be priests?
Priestess.
I'll be a priestess.
But also, a priestess in the Catholic Church just means you're an altar boy. So nuns are goths in denial, and if you disagree, then be quiet. By the way,
join my church.
Join my church. It's called Buy Me a Coffee /Frankie and the Goth. And let us know in the comments, would you let somebody stomp on your dick?
You've basically just like warped all this, so we can't even cut it.
So the next topic is clairavoyance, where you ask us to judge your Instagram profile so we can give you a future reading. The clairvoyance person we're doing today is thumbs up, funds up. First of all, let's see what he has on his story.
I think there's enough to unravel from that profile picture, but let's just...
Yeah, what is with his profile picture?
Is he wearing a fedora? No,
he's wearing a fedora. He has like all his buttons undone. And is that a pineapple or a...
bread?
Oh.
Those are... How is that a pineapple?
It looks like the inside of a pineapple.
I swear that's bread.
Oh, it's like a pita bread.
No, it's just a slice of bread.
Imagine if he like was running and fell up the stairs, and when he looked at his the cut on his elbow, it was like a mint arrow, like because his body for some reason is just made of a mint arrow. Like if he chopped his hand off, like the inside of his body is like an arrow bar instead of blood.
You're looking at me like you want me to really, really laugh at this joke, and I
don't get it. I'm not laughing. I'm excited.
Are you excited, Frankie?
Yeah.
I know you don't get out into the real world a lot. I know it's a big thing for you. Right. Okay.
Okay. So he's wearing a fedora again.
Any man that wears a fedora, just instantly my brain goes, "Milady."
Yeah, he's fedorka.
Yeah, he's fedorkin.
He has food. He has cream. He has desserts. Nobody cares.
Did he make them or
no? He just ate them.
Okay. Well, so I see people that just won't let me eat my food, and I take pictures of it.
No.
Okay. Right. Let's read some of his.
More from Bell's Ribs. This hotel used to be F. Scott Fitzgerald's house where nobody cares.
Oh, I thought his wife was called Zelda, and I was going to be like, "Oh, Legend of Zelda," but no, he's just telling us a fact.
No, I bet he would call his kid Zelda.
Yeah, he would.
After
and
the game.
He's never actually played it, but he wants to seem kind of.
He's been messaging the programmers for years, but nobody will answer him.
He was the one man in the Silver Sisterhood, actually, and they kicked him out.
Oh, he was, yeah. Okay, let's see.
Frankie, I don't know. There's not a lot to go off here.
What do you think? He likes his backgrounds, doesn't he?
Yeah, he travels. He's in France there.
Okay,
let's see. He still takes a selfie, and I will judge anyone that still takes a selfie.
He has a lot of pictures of him with booze, and I feel like the backgrounds are just a way to justify the fact that he's an alcoholic. Can we say that? Well, I said it, so...
Okay, so we've got travel, we've got food, we've got alcoholism.
Potentially alcoholism.
Potential alcoholism.
But like high functioning.
Yeah, no, he has his wine, but it's like so funny and naughty, and he jokes about it that people are like, "Oh, classic,
high
Jeremy." Okay.
Peaches. Okay, peaches.
Ham.
Yeah. What's that? Wait. Ham.
In it.
Oh.
In it, bruv.
Okay.
Oh, a dog.
Okay, pastries.
It's giving me vibes of straight meal Tinder. This is me traveling. This is me with my dog. This is me with my food and my wine. Here's a funny picture of me with a sign in it.
Yeah, he's like, I'm.
If there's a gym picture in here, he'll have finished it.
I'm a totally acceptable male for consumption.
There's nothing strange about me. And then this is the type of man that would ask you for a foot picture.
Yeah. The dog is so cute, but also the dog is a decoy.
It is. So what would you predict is coming his way?
My prediction for his future is he's going to be in a French restaurant, and he's going to be eating something that's like, he calls it gastronomy, which is something that sounds like it should be in your stomach. But he starts, you know, when you start choking when you're eating something, you're trying not to panic because you're like eating there by yourself, and people think people will think you're weird if you start choking. So you just like suffer. You're like that's gonna happen to him. He's not gonna die, but like it's gonna be embarrassing for him. So that's my prediction for his future. And also shave your chest hair. It doesn't look the way you think it looks. Mine is a bit of chest hair now, but I usually shave.
Can you not stop stripping every minute of this podcast, you find some way to take off an article of clothing.
Somebody has to do it.
Do you know when we upload it to Spotify, it asks me, is there explicit content? I'm going to have to start being like, yes.
Yeah.
Nipples.
Yeah.
Feet.
I'm just pro body. I'm comfortable.
Well, I'm not. I'm very anti-body, actually. I'll fight your diseases. I feel like
we should be disembodied. We should just be spirits, just colliding and like arguing against each other.
That's kind of the you just described what this podcast is, essentially.
We'll be right back. No, actually, no, we won't be. Stay here. Stay on the line with us. Tell us what the prediction for this guy's future is.
I think he's going to get really into Dungeons and Dragons.
Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I don't know, he wears fedoras.
Do you think
he doesn't really know what else to do?
Loses?
Yeah, I think he does punch walls. I think he's got a bit of aggression and stuff, and I think maybe he's a little bit misogynistic, but he wouldn't say it, you know?
Yeah. Do you think he listens to metal?
No, I think he listens to country.
I think he listens to just whatever's on.
Bit like you. Don't trust people that don't... If someone tells you they just listen to all music, don't trust that person.
I don't listen to all music. I listen to I've never listened to music in my life.
Yeah, what do you
The only time I accidentally listen to music is if I'm in like a shopping centre and it's just spread out there.
Yeah, it's like a liminal space and then you're like, you have to run out really quick. You know, you get all sweaty.
Yeah, yeah.
You need to go find something soft and just stroke it.
I've always been told in the cult that I grew up in is that music is the devil.
Well, you then made friends with me, so you...
Yeah. Well, you're not the devil, you're Satan. So, amazing. Thank you for joining us on this podcast journey. And it has been a journey, one with bumps in the road, one where we get flat tires, but a journey nonetheless.
Did we learn any lessons today? No, we never really do. But if you made it this far, I'm proud of you. And so is Frankie, even if he won't express it.
You're looking in the wrong camera.
There's too many cameras.
I haven't looked in this camera once.
I'm in front of this one now.
I haven't looked in this camera once, and it's showing my bad side. So I just know that. Know that I look better in real life. But go ahead.
Do you just want me to repeat myself?
Please.
Okay. Nothing has been learnt here. We're all miserable. It's been a long journey, and if you made it this far, I am proud of you.
We hate you, and you're ugly.
Yeah, I'm actually not proud of you. If you're this far, I judge you, so.
Yeah, this is really a pathetic thing that you've done.
Why are you, like, do you have nothing else to do with your day than sit and listen to two absolute just talk about the Silver Sisterhood and pineapples?
You've got Dorito crumbs on your chest, you pig.
Yeah, and they're there from 3 days ago, so go take a shower. Have you showered?
And
Probably
they're also
not.
the hot and spicy, you know, the ones that are like the spicy roulette Doritos, you
and
know,
they
like
have the residue on their fingers, and then you're touching stuff, and you're
they
leaving
have
it on
Dorito.
the tables.
If
you touch their phone, you can feel what they've eaten that day.
They have Dorito dust under their fingernails. Get out. Leave. Leave, please. Go tell him.
No, I'm done.
You're done?
I'm done.
Okay, you get out then. Here. Well, this is awkward. I've got to go now. I actually have to see. Beverly actually owes me money, so I'm gonna go now as well. Okay, bye.